welcome back to the second part of this series on making a windmill for your tabletop wargaming from scratch using things around your house that you might otherwise just throw away. We'll start by priming with Vallejo Black Surface Primer, either with a brush or an airbrush. The airbrush is certainly quicker though if you've got one. The reason I went with black as an undercoat is that we'll do a lot of dry brushing later, and with a black undercoat the deepest shadows are already pretty much sorted. Make sure to prime the windmill apparatus at the same time. To start the stonework, we'll use a big soft makeup brush and some light grey paint, like Citadel's Dawnstone. I'm rubbing most of the paint off onto the cutting mat, working it into the bristles. Other painting guides might tell you to rub the paint off using a piece of tissue paper, but in my opinion that's a mistake. The reason being that if you rub the paint off onto tissue paper, the tissue itself will suck up all the medium from your paint, which gives you the chalky finish that's most often associated with dry brushing. Keep going with lighter and lighter shades of grey, concentrating more and more on the upper edges of the stonework where the light's going to catch. At the same time, dry brush the grey onto the door to pre-shade the woodwork. Next, grab some Wraithbone and buff it onto the panels in a circular motion, concentrating towards the middle of each segment. Then use a bit of Pallid witch flesh and keep buffing more in the middle. Citadel's The Fang is a good slate blue base coat for the tiles on the roof. Make sure to apply it 2 thin coats to build up a smooth coverage. These are flat roof tiles, we don't want too much texture on them. The Vallejo model colour wood grain is a really nice thin paint. It sort of acts like a contrast, and it's a lovely brown that makes wood look really nice. It's quite close to Gorgrunta fir in tone. With one thin coat over the pre-shaded wood, it really looks the part. It makes these wooden sticks look like wood. Grab some green-brown washes like Citadel's Athonian camo shade and pick out patches of the stonework to add a little bit of variation among the grey. Do the same with a brown wash, like Acrylic's Earthshade. Take some grey-blue colours like Citadel Thunderhawk Blue and Dark Reaper and paint individual tiles semi-randomly. This will help break up the monochrome grey-blue and introduce some much-needed variety on the roof. When you've done that, dry brush the roof with Fenrisian Grey. Some inks now. Liquitex Raw Umber Acrylic ink is a sort of yellowy brown tone that is great for the panels of plaster. Thin it down well with some water and just slop it on, focusing mostly on the edge of each panel. The principle here is that the cracks and crevices towards each post is probably where the grime and mud will collect. Ugh. That done, we'll buff the panels with Wraithbone and Pallid Witch Flesh again, just to brighten back up the middle part. The windmill assemblage next, the most important part of the whole thing. Without this, it's just a stone tower. Dry brush the wood with Wraithbone. A little bit of brown got mixed in from the bristles of the brush here and turned it somewhat pink, but it doesn't matter. We're after value rather than hue at this stage. Do the same on the canvas of the sails. Citadel Wildwood contrast paint is really great for this sort of dark, dirty looking wood without the high contrast and cartoonishness of the other brown contrast paints. Apply this all over without worrying too much about being neat. You can just slop it on. Lovely. To the raw umber Liquitex ink to finish the canvases. They look a bit dirty, but there's nothing wrong with that. For a finishing touch, I added a little moss that I got from a craft shop. I chopped it up finely and sprinkled it on some PVA glue. And there you have it, a half plaster, half stone windmill, perfect for your games of Age of Sigmar, Warhammer Fantasy, or any European setting historical game that you like. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed building and painting with me. If you did, hit like to let the algorithm know, and I'll see you next time.